Hello, hello, and welcome back to my playthrough of Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Last time we got distracted just a little bit. It's fine, we can make do. We were on our way to Janus, because Janus does seem to be the closest one. And then things got wonky. Some ship battles, some cult, physical blackness playing with our brain. I don't know. Things got weird. But that being said, let's keep going. I had the magnetic storm. We did this. We did this. Let's keep... Can I just chart one directly to Janus from here? Uncharted. Warsilio Prophecy. Oh! Wait, no. You're actually Janus. Yeah, you're actually Janus. So we'll just go there. There's warp travel, right? We have a bunch of things. Savannah World with magnetic storm. Wait, what? Hang on. The clan servicing the cooling systems have reported an incident of sorcery. The shadows in the cabins and corridors are coming to life. The Voidsmen say they see strange writhing things lurking in nooks and crannies at the edge of their vision. If they look away, the things spread over the room, gnawing on everything in their path and attacking the weak and infirm. The strange creatures cannot be caught. It is almost as if they sense they are being watched and sink into the many cracks between the machines and bulkheads. So, not great. But like also, burn it with fire. The controlled scorching of decks is a labor-intensive but very familiar process for the Voidsmen serving under the ship's Infernus Master. Of course, the Fire Master. The evacuated chambers were set on fire, burning away all filth and heresy from the darkest corners. The shadow skulkers vanished without a trace, and the denizens of the cooling system breathed a sigh of relief. What is it? I know I was going to get back. I'm going to get back. This is just like a pit stop along the way. Because what do you mean there's a storm? A magnetic storm going on. Here we go. Oh, right. Only truly powerful divine machines may see through it. So I can't do anything here. Fair enough. I have to come back later. Right. I remember it now. Yeah, just, hey, come back later. It's too strong for you at this point. Then Avidica. No. There we go. But I'm keeping everything at yellow just because... Monastery of the Order of the Hammer on Foulstone. Why am I... It's been a little while, so I guess I kind of just forgot everything. That it was like the main thing that I was getting up to. So what is even going on at this point? Here we go. Lord Captain, we received a transmission from the Foulstone. It was sent by members of the Order of the Hammer, votaries of Saint Cognatius, whose monastery is the only settlement on the planet. Or rather, it used to be. Some time ago, a transport vessel, the Navica, unloaded several thousand refugees from a planet belonging to the Rogue Trader Winterscale. The Order of the Hammer has judged this invasion to be an act of aggression, asking for your lordship's protection. Let's see if we can work something out with them. Okay. Sector of the Cronus expands. Region Ascestar system. Monastery of Ignatius, Foulstone. Chronicle compiled by the humble archivist Brother Petrikos. 611 days after the feast of the passing of Nicodemus Keefe, the champion of the faith, disquietude marred the calm of the monastery of the Order of the Hammer. countless tortured souls, steeped in fear, arrived on Foulstone in a star bark. A great apostasy had befallen their home and turned them into abject wanderers seeking help and refuge. Their wicked and cruel captain, the owner of the Navica, had betrayed them. Once the unknowing souls in his care had made landfall on the rogue surface, he most deviously recalled his shuttles and left, thus ridding himself of his duty of care for the unfortunate lot. Not knowing how they would survive in the Foulstone's grim wastelands, the Forsaken people came to the monastery of St. Cognatius, and there they surrounded its walls. They hammered their fists on its gate and implored and wailed, "Take us in! Protect us!" And what was once a place of serenity and grace was now full of din, disorder, and all manner of things despicable. The interlopers brought with them worldly futility and strife, and mayhap also the seeds of alluring blasphemies, if fiendly heathens lurked in the midst. After a prayer, the prelate Hectarchius turned his eye to the past in search of instruction. Do I have options? No. Prelate Hectarchius recalled the first missionaries to set foot on Foulstone's vast wasteland, led by their zeal for serving St. Cognatius. And those missionaries had received the blessing of Nicodemus Keefe, the champion of faith who had traveled with them in their star bark, to found in this place a humble and pure abode wherein to cultivate wisdom and piety. And St. Cognatius, a man of great endeavors, a warrior and wise artificer, never cowered behind the walls of a librarium, but steeped bravely into the darkness, carrying light in the palm of his hand, and he commanded others to do the same. And not only Foulstone, but many other worlds of the Coronis expanse bear its imprint. And Prelate Hectarchius did welcome the interlopers warmly as his guests, but he did warn his brethren to keep their vigilance. The brethren and sisters of the Order of Hammer came forth to meet the strangers, carrying water and protein victuals and medicinal herbs and jugs of promethium. But the crowd came to blows over viands, and blood was split, and many were trampled or mauled in the stampede, some of them dwellers of the monastery. Then the warriors of the Order of the Hammer donned their flak cowls, inscribed words of praise to the God Emperor on their tactical visors, and went forth, ready to render service in battle. With lasguns and bolters they pierced the interlopers. With their chainswords and power flails they struck them, and a great bloody harvest was reaped that day. But the interlopers, too, scant though their armament was in their skill in battle, and scanter their skill in battle, slew many among the monastery's dwellers, for great were their numbers and greater their desperation. The monks fled beyond their walls, and rang the vox alarum, and shut the gate, and commanded the armed guards to keep watch over that gate, slaying any who approached. A quarrel broke out. The hungry and the sick lay siege to the monastery, begging for help. In their spite, they blocked the water collector and unpowered the generatorium. The faithful, in the meantime, made ready to resist. I'll gain 1 people. I'll gain... what? 15 profit factor. The Hammer of Epiphany, Infernical, Epiphany, and Accuser of Sin. What the heck are these? Like, I could gain 1 people or 15 profit factor and 4 weapons. I could see why people pick some heretical stuff sometimes. But I'll gain a people. It's fine. Extended a veil of protection over the interlopers, taking them into his care, and thereby all Foulstone with them. Oh, cool. I reclaimed all the... whatever. Humbly, the Order of the Hammer heeded the God Emperor's confidant, and unsealed the airlocks, and opened the gate of its abode, and brought forth gifts of virtue to relieve the suffering of the ill-stricken. After a prayer, the architect set to work. In accordance with the saint's teaching, the parameters set forth in a standard template construct, they erected spacious living quarters, and sturdy fort walls for the planetary militia, and a spacious auditorium wherein to trade and store goods, and a proud censorum within whose walls... Thank you, Truck. Within whose walls clerks and servo bondsmen would maintain order and keep statistical records. and a new yet righteous way of life came to Foulstone, and the people rejoiced, and all was good. I have... Okay. I have a colony. Cool. Not expecting to have a new colony to have to feed immediately. Great. Only certain worlds, usually most habitable, suitable for the establishing thriving colonies right for development. Completing projects and colony events can earn rich or unique rewards that cannot be obtained. Projects are the backbone of colony development. Completing them requires resources that can be obtained by exploring planets and cosmic anomalies. Completing a project takes time, while you continue to travel throughout the course of the to receive notification of the screen when a project is finished. Fair. Oh! A two-handed flamer with a range of 5. Jesus. 20 holy gifts, 2 profit factor, 1 security. Shield of Faith feature. Plus 30% to Prow Shield. Blocks, Dominion of the Hammer, High Throne. Plus 5 critical hit. Chaos. Holy gifts, profit factor, security. Holy gifts, profit factor, complacency. Increasing profit factor, decreasing speed by 10% for each point of complacency. Security affects the ability of the colony to cope with negative events on their own. Okay. And Dominion of the Hammer. 1,000 points with the Drusians. Profit factor of 2. Efficiency of 1. 20 holy gifts and the Infernical. But it does not inflict the burning effect. Okay, that's fine. Look, the hammer was here already. Dominion of the Hammer colony project. Okay. Oh, so that is the thing, but I can only have one at a time. I have a colony. You can manage colonies remotely using the colony management screen. Cool. Good to know. No complacency, efficiency, or security. 0 colony traits, and that's going to take a while, I guess. Cool. I have a refugee ecclesiarchy colony, basically. Or not ecclesiarchy, but religious colony. Warp travel to here. There was a malfunction in the engineering chamber during the warp journey. The accelerator cogitators stopped obeying the tech priest, and for a few precious moments, the ancient machines were left to their own devices. The crew managed to avoid serious breakdowns or accidents. Several acolytes of the cult Mechanicus were turned into servitors as penance, and the bosun gave out triple watches to the voidsmen who dredged up the old room about the cursed ship. Okay, so we're here. Already explored, Janus, Snow World. Alright, Janus it is. Let's see what we can scrounge up, shall we? Governor Viat's estate. Yeah, I am comfortable with this. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Did the music? Thank you very much. That's an Odari. Why are there an Odari sniper? Odari snipers are not friends. They're barely even food. Vistenza Viat, a lavishly dressed noblewoman in an opulent silk gown, watches you with an expectant air, but then gracefully bows her head. Gem-encrusted implants protrude from her arms and necks. I welcome you on behalf of the noble house Viat Abaram. My name is Vistenza Janus Viat Abaram of Coronis. By the grace of the Emperor and the will of the Rogue Trader Theodore van Valancius, I serve as planetary governor and imperial commander-in-chief of this world. Vistentia Viat raises her head slightly. And greetings to you, noble Viserian. It has been years since you last visited to Janus. I am glad to see you again. It's a good sign when a rogue trader seneschal does not visit a subject planet for a long time. Isn't that correct, Lady Viat? It means the governor is taking care of all matters, and there is no need to see for the seneschal to interfere. I hear praise in those words, and I thank you for them. In truth, your arrival in the place of the esteemed Lady von Valancius is quite unexpected. I mean, yeah, it's good to just get that out of the way. She's dead. I'm now the head of the dynasty. Such tragic news. I will see to it the plans observe the month of mourning.
For Janus!
Oh, she's security. Cool. Good to know. And treason everywhere. We cannot...
I'll make an example out of you.
Cease and repent!
We cannot go like 16 seconds on a planet without someone trying to kill everybody here. I would almost respect it if it wasn't so annoying. Are there people here? So where are there? There are only 5 of them. Oh, this is fine. Pascal, if you would. How many? You have 9 stacks.
It's as good as done.
Just have Abelard do a whole lot of things, shall we?
Indeed. One fewer target. Victory is about to carry.
Thank you, Abelard. Thank you, Abelard. And endure. We're not. Press the advantage. Every additional attack. And let's just have you shoot somebody in the face, shall we?
Who if not me?
That worked.
Onward!
Oh, cool! They actually killed somebody.
Doubt is for the weak.
Kick him in the head.
As the Emperor commands.
Cool! There are more right where I put... Yeah. Okay. I should have seen that coming, frankly. Security here is really bad, actually. Well, we still have some coverage, at least. Eldari's... Ah! Oh well. Eldari's Sniper is not the worst. Why do they all get to go? Like, literally, wouldn't that be so bad if it wasn't... Hey, all of them go in a row. Diversionist Rebel.
Let's get
Ripper Rebel.
I can't stand it.
500 dodges. Ironclad Rebel. Ripper Rebel. Parry it is. Sharpshooter Rebel. Miss. Let's do a regeneration here. A Word of the Emperor for everybody. An iron arm.
Let's see to it.
Followed by stabbing this guy in the face.
throne's glory.
And you know what? Yeah, let's do that again, shall we? That seemed like a good idea.
I need a foothold.
No, that would amp it up a bit too much. Let's see, 3 would do 17 to 21, 10 to 15 to 2 people.
But of course, the Inquisition sends their regards.
Let's do an endure. Oh, cool. We're going to stand right there? That's awesome. You're making this actually so much easier for everybody. Especially now. So dumb. So dumb. It's great. Press the advantage. She has 24. So that's 48% extra damage, which I think I know how to use.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
That works. That works very, very well. Heinrich, you want to take another swing? I don't want the sharpshooters to have anything to do. Or any real ability to do anything at all, so.
Follow my lead.
Have you charge here.
It will be done.
That's fine. And endure.
I will do my duty.
This is fine. Nine percent more damage. That works.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable. High momentum.
Oh, yeah, she burned somebody. That's what she was doing. Fair enough. I kind of forgot she did anything. Let's try this. Just kill two things. Oh, or not. We tried.
Personally.
Didn't work, but we tried. Brutal strike, 2 crits. That works. Kill that one. Breathe and thank you.
Your end was inevitable.
Nicely done.
Weather the storm! The enemies of the Emperor will be undone.
18 to 29 or 18 to 25 and shooting me. I'd prefer to not shoot me if I have the option, so that works. Rival and slaughter. Let's get you to run around again.
Rejoice in battle.
Give it a shot. Missed, fine, but you gave it a shot. That's what matters.
Let's get to it.
I ignored him entirely. Forgot he was even a thing. That some Deadeye shot you had. Bye-bye.
Reduced to dust.
To be fair, that is what you deserve. You are not good at hitting things, are you, dude? Dudes? Plural? Multiple dudes? Let's the iron arm. Do they stack? I don't know, but I know that he doesn't have one.
Naturally. Let's see to it.
This will do 4 to 8, or I can do 4 to 8 with some psychic damage. This will do 7 to 11. He needs a better sword. I should fix that for him. I will later.
For the throne's glory.
You're hurt. You're fine. Fix yourself up a bit.
High momentum.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
This is the one that does... yeah. So we'll
Indeed.
smack him with that. Swap it around.
One fewer target. Victory is imminent.
That should allow him to move. Oh, he didn't get to move. I was just bad at this. I will try to for myself saying it's been a minute, but really I just made a mistake. 48, so here we go. Press the advantage again. For 48 times 4 equals a lot. That equals a lot. That equals up to 123 damage, so... and it worked. So, yeah, that equals a lot.
That is foolishness. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Dang it. It's fine.
It will be done. Ha! An exemplary strike. Who even taught you to fight like this?
Sorry, not sorry. Yes, we're fine. Do not fret, layperson. We have grown used to outrageous slovenliness among the wardens of every world we visit. Pale grayness is strangling the peasant like a noose. His words are laden with fear for his well-being, yet he fears for his own even more. I mean, he is an incompetent, inept, useless piece of grok shit with no point. But I am fine. I cannot say the same for the attackers. Praise the throne. If you follow me, I will personally escort you to the governor. I will find my own way. Because I am taking the loot that I earned. Because they certainly did nothing to deserve it. Goods. Sure. Some rebel bodies. Some marksman rifles, which is not bad. Lore Imperium.
What a peculiar
Seal
thing.
containers marked with the familiar insignia of the Munitorum and additional seals of a forge world unknown to you. The crates contain high-grade weapons, likely made to order. Some goods. 3 auto guns, a hotshot las gun, and 2 multi-keys. Plus, just literally a whole bunch of ammo.
I always have a backup plan.
The most effective representation of the local flora assembled in a flower bed. Unfamiliar fruits are ripening on carefully pruned plants. Can't go in there. That'll probably open up later. Nothing, 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 nothing. What about up here? Anything up here? Can't go in there. Okay. So what about here? Come on. Goods. No, fox skull. That is to the mansion itself. Sure. Don't need the man. There are all these estate wardens, and there was 1.5 guys helping me. What the heck is going on, frankly? That's probably an assassination attempt on me. I am getting paranoid, like I should be. Pascal, if you would. I mean, it was a 100% chance, so that does make sense to me.
Rise to the top,
Another way we sound through into the arches of the gazebo. Help Sambera generator mountain in the dome? Okay, I can't go in there. Rude. The ivy covering the archway gives off delicate, heady fragrance, although you do not see any flowers. That's slightly somewhat concerning. And the beach. Oh! It's a romance scene. Interesting. Not expected, but not. Look, we can get to the water this way. Could we perhaps take a brief detour for a closer look?
What do we have here? This is intriguing. I always get the job done.
The fountain is an expensive toy for the nobility. Pure water is currently bubbling from it, but additional pipes on it indicate the presence of separate siphons for sparkling wine and other beverages. Why? That is... Forgive me for so boldly stealing you away from the others. It's just... I simply wish to spend a brief moment admiring the breathtaking nature of this place. Reflected in Cassie's eyes, the bright blue sky looks as though it had engulfed in a blazing sunset. Within the station's walls, I could never hope to see anything like this. A sky, or a sea, or green leaves. I only knew them from the meager memories of my childhood. Or perhaps my mind simply made those up. Even my books, my heart, my mind's blissful escape could do little to help me. When a scribe grows so used to what surrounds them each and every day, they begin to take it for granted. They never think to write just a few lines about it. But for me, to marvel at the grand canopy of the sky again is a true blessing. Pick a nearby flower and give it to Cassier. Here's your chance to take a small piece of this with you. Aww, there's even a big purple one that's right there with no other flowers next to it. Gingerly accept the flower from your hand. Its petals are like velvet, and the fragrance, it's both sweet and spicy. A fascinating specimen of a local plant life, and I do not remember seeing it in the great concordance of flora and verdure within the Cronus expanse, recorded by Magos biologist Clarissa Pratt. Although I suppose I simply ought to thank you for it, this flower is very beautiful indeed. In that case, I imagine you have never set foot in sea waters before. Would you like to try it? Step into the sea? Me? Cassio glances uncertainly at the playful foam licking at the sandy shore. There's nothing to fear. We shall just let our feet soak a little. Intrigued, Cassia cocks her head to one side. Mischievous dashes of yellow and lilac are fluttering in the wind bands all around you. I have never seen you exude such colors before. How unexpected. Cassia gives a quick nod and wearily stretches out her long, narrow hand. It is cold to the touch. Aww. Not really taking my hand, but still. Oh. Oh, that's really cute. I don't know what I did there, but it's very cute. The sea, it's so wet and cold. The tiny pebbles tickled my feet. Cassia's reserved seriousness gives way to genuine wonder. I never thought it would be so agreeable, and a little startling. Thank you for encouraging me. Cassia catches herself, her expression changing in a flash. She gently frees her hand and awkwardly looks away. Move closer to her and just silently taking a view. Cassia relishes every breath of fresh air, her eyes half closed, listening to the sounds of birds hidden from view by the treetops. When the tips of your fingers touch lightly, Cassia starts, but does not remove her hand. Several minutes pass in timid silence, like mere moments, and eventually she pulls away. This place eases the soul. Wouldn't you agree? It is time we were on our way. Already? Yes, of course. Cassie gives the azure expanse of the sea a parting glance and whispers quietly, I think I know what my next painting will be. Aww.
I always keep my options open.
What's this? The Lore gains +5 fellowship and +10 commerce. If the leader has dogmatic, adhering to or above, their lore imperium will depend on fellowship instead of intelligence, and they gain +10 to it. I mean, I'm pretty sure. She just has fellowship. Yeah, 45 fellowship for abilities. What is it? They're the thing. Dogmatic adherent, which she has. Navigator, path of the open gate. Officer. Willpower and fellowship, inspire courage. Wait, no, where's the strange vitality? Path unscathed, stable routes. Mind over matter. Or resistance based with a willpower if it's higher. Okay, so she resistance tests and toughness are willpower based. That's her thing. But she actually would like this very, very much then. +5 fellowship, +10 commerce. Followed by +10 Imperium. Imperium is based off of fellowship instead of intelligence and gain +10 more. Yeah. Without it, she goes to 30, has 5. I mean, if I wasn't didn't have the everything base is keyed off of intelligence anyway, which I should increase probably. 100 persuasion. Nope. Look, man, this is such a minor piece of content, I'm not even going to remember it unless I actually just pass. I need to increase my intelligence anyway.
Success is the only outcome I accept.
Chains the ropes were shackled on an end can be seen nowhere. Something white is also visible through the glimmer. A fragment of bone with marks made by sharp teeth. So, Sharptooth is here? I thought Sharptooth went extinct like a long, long time ago. Lore Imperium.
I've read about this.
The chapel is built out of luxurious materials, but the holy place looks half abandoned. You cannot smell any burnt incense in the air. You see no seals of cleansing. There it is. On the doors, and you hear no prayers. No human voice through vox recordings. What is this? This place seems like it was recently disturbed. Dust has been swept up from the stones. There's some unidentifiable dirt between the cracks, and you notice several thin scratches on the surface. So, attack? Or that's just how the Eldari lady moves? Probably an attack of some sort. Commerce.
That's how it's done.
The governor's palace is opulent. The glit finishes and plaster are updated regularly and frequently, it seems. Too frequently, even for a building situated on the coast. And what's over here?
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Nothing. Actually nothing over here. Okay. Surprising. And that's the entire thing. Fair enough. To the manse. State warden, servant, state warden. Could probably go there later.
Is there money to be made?
The fall of Reichard Minoris is a blow to all of the Expanse. I imagine Winterscale will be enraged when he finds out.
I nurtured a spark of hope that Urak 5 could still be saved. But now my home is lost.
Upon seeing you, the guard at the door let out a frightened yelp and doubled over into a low bow. Your lordship, the most honorable Ignatius von Valancius. The governor is awaiting you in her office, where she is protected by walls and guards. Would you prefer to meet her alone or with your entourage? My entourage will be accompanying me. I presume the alone thing is some heretical stuff, which makes me presume that this is some chaos stuff. Because, you know, chaos, it's everywhere. But then why would the Eldari be helping? So maybe it's not. Vistenza Viat. Vistenza Janus Viata Baram of Coronas is furiously swiping at a data slate, issuing commands into a gilded vox. Upon seeing you, she hurriedly puts away her devices, smooths her skirt, and drops into a deep curtsy. Your lordship, please accept my abject apologies for the reprehensible stunt that spoiled your reception. Even in my worst nightmares, I could never have imagined. You can stop apologizing, Vistenza. I'm not offended. Thank you, your lordship. Believe me, I am infinitely sorry for the trouble that Janus have reached us even here, the most protected place on Janus. The companion standing next to Vistenza respectfully bows her head. She is doggedly trying not to turn her head toward you, but it is obvious she is watching you through lowered lashes. One of your wardens helped us in battle. A superb shot. Who was it? You must be referring to Yiriet, our chief ally in his struggle against the rebels. I have turned a blind eye to her horrific mutations given the undoubted advantages she brings. You see, Yiriet comes from a local degenerate stock of this world and knows Janus like the back of her hand. And so she has provided several leads as to where we can find bases and secret storehouses. Although I admit that at times I am tempted to send her away from the estate. Her unnaturalness means that speaking with her always leaves me feeling uneasy. Such a gaunt, unfeminine figure, and so tall. Did I hear correctly, Governor? Viat? Did you have a mysterious mutant on your estate at this very moment? One of prodigious height, slight build, and with supernatural talent for shooting? Did the arrival of this helper never give you pause for thought? Allow me to make myself clear. To refuse Yiriet's help in our circumstances would have been incredibly rash. Yes, mutants are creatures abhorrent to the Emperor, and they should be exterminated, but sometimes humanity must make exceptions for those who can serve the Imperium. I am not concerned that you aided a mutant. I am far more concerned that she may be nothing of the sort. Ignatius, I would like to meet this helper of Governor Viet without delay, out of professional interest. If you wish to speak with Yiriet, you will find her outside in the Andri, most likely by the gazebo. She prefers to keep her distance from others. First things first. Footfall stations on the verge of starvation. Can Janus supply the people there with provisions? Yes and no, your lordship. The question is, can such an expensive and fertile world as this one feed a few thousand void rats? Of course it can. We lose more provisions by knowing pests have recycled than those of Footfall could eat in their entire lives. But can we ship said provisions to Footfall? Not a chance. Any cargo shuttle that leaves the surface will be a target for attack. The rebels will not hesitate to bring it down, sending flaming debris over the capital. Our silos become targets for sabotage. The food could be poisoned or mined. The logistics of transporting supplies to Footfall will only be possible once the uprising has been completely crushed. Figures. What's happening? Several months ago, uprisings broke out on Janus. I was not even notified at first, griping around for the warden to worry about. Alas, I only learned of what was happening after the miscreants began targeting noble families. And then it became apparent that the administratum's accounts had referred to as unrest were in fact organized attacks on the infrastructure and society leaders. They've already brought 13 agri complexes to a halt and have now moved on to assassination attempts. My Vardans are doggedly tracking down the rebels, but the leaders are slipping from our grasp yet again. Can Janus fulfill its foodstuff supplies under current circumstances? No. I risk angering you, your lordship, but this is nothing compared to shamelessly deceiving you. Let us consider the situation dispassionately. Even the most talented logistics experts of the administratum are unable to guarantee stable ties when shuttles are wary of landing at the spaceport, and the terrified peasants are indulging in dangerous minority within their ranks. Until the usual order of things is restored on Janus, any trade is nigh impossible. Considering what has happened, your visit is a true blessing. You see, Janus does not have its own fleet. We could organize a planet-wide search if we had ships at our disposal, ships like yours, your lordship. Perhaps you will find a way to support your subjects in the hour of need. I'm sure even approximate coordinates would be sufficient to have the enemy forces and ship's crew work together to hunt down the enemy. No reason to arrest her. I promise you, Governor, hunt down. No, I'm not her servant. I'll get to the bottom of it. I am immensely grateful for your assistance, your lordship. If any of those who attacked the estate had survived, then perhaps they could have been a valuable source of information, but you made an exemplar of them for the rest of the foodless rabble. Incidentally, I did overhear the Vardans talking about some kind of stranger in the area. Besides that, we still do not know who let those reprobates into the estate. The person who did it might also know something. I, as well as my retinue, are at your service. My secretary is checking the staff as we speak, and removing all traces of attack from the estate. An esteemed Magos, who is responsible for ergonomic efforts on his planet, is also here. He happened to be visiting this week to deliver his personal report. And, of course, there is my aide in the law against the rebels, Yiriet. I have no doubt she will be delighted to share her knowledge of Janus with your lordship. Who is this person standing next to you? One of my ladies in waiting, Amelia. Amelia performs secretarial duties and helps me to maintain in constant contact with those families who are most responsible for the productivity and prosperity of Janus. I trust my advisors implicitly, and over time Amelia has become not merely a faithful companion, but almost my shadow. Losing her would be like losing my right hand. To bathe in light of your greatness is true honor, Rogue Trader. Tell me about Janus. Janus is a remarkable world, both in terms of vast potential and in terms of the work that was carried out to transform it into an agriworld. House Viat has ruled on Janus for many generations, and each new governor has without fail contributed to the planet's taming. The world was once a wild planet, full of xenobeasts and utterly unsuitable for growing anything. To this day, despite our best efforts, Janus regularly rebels against us. Earthquakes, tsunamis, the emergence of new pests and weeds that invade the arable land. Sometimes they get us to think that this world is endowed with consciousness. The consciousness of a capricious and stubborn child who likes to spoil everything that we have achieved. Even for an agri-world in the back and beyond, this place is a real dump. No! What do you grow on Janus? Mainly elegant flitcorn and red turnip. Apart from that, in the southern hemisphere we have set aside vast tracts of land for the Grok's population. And of course, I cannot fail to mention that several thousand acres of tilled land are given over to cultivating fermentable fruit, to personal use and limited export. I guess, what do you do when you have free time? Well, the hell. If you're asking about those of our circles, then let me assure you, there are enough noble families on Vogue to keep boredom at bay. I frequently host guests, your lordship, and my servants arrange suitable entertainments, from parlor concerts to private execution of traitors who break the law. That is... I don't know what that accent is, but it's apparently her accent. Wait, do I have to trade with... Do I have to talk to the servant to get back in there? Or I'll speak to the governor alone. Is there anything else to do here? There's nothing here. Okay. Ah, and I can go in there now, can I? Maybe not. Nope, cannot. So, let's go see the Eldari. You know, oh, no, I'm sorry, the mutant.
The more you try to hide your colors from me, Master Van Calox, the more clearly I can see them. If you find my gaze so unpleasant, just say so.
Do not mistake my caution for rudeness, Lady Cassia. I am usually the person who gauges others' secret thoughts and feelings. Being on the receiving end is different.
No, what? You know, being like spied on and assembled and like, you know, all the abuses of a surveillance state. Nah, that's fine. How? That is such an Eldari. She's like taller than everyone here.
Iliad Lenevis greets you, Elantark.
She's speaking like an Eldari. She looks like an Eldari. She has knife ears like elves do. Maybe I played a few too many dwarves in my role-playing games. The bizarre creature before you only vaguely resembled a typical human. An elongated body, slender limbs, pointed features. Every aspect of its appearance is unnatural and alien. The creature turned its head to you.
Regrettable news. This creature is not a mutant as the locals assumed, but a representative of the Eldari, one of the myriad enemies of humanity. You should not trust this creature. Do not communicate with it any longer than necessary.
Shush!
There is no need to mutilate my language, Monkey.
I speak yours well enough to converse with Elantark without a translator. And since you have discerned my path, I will be direct in my speech.
Okay.
My soul is nothing kin to yours. Your kind call us Xenos, as if we are all as one. I came here to protect the Lilithon by assisting the governor against her enemies. Will you hear me, or be blinded to sense by your precepts?
I must have failed like a Xenos roll. I will speak to you.
Reckless.
Don't you tisk me!
Must I remind you, Master Van Calox, that the warrant endows rogue traders with the sacred right to have dealings with Xenos when necessary? That exceptional memory of yours seems to have let you down.
Ooh, thank you, Abelard. You are...
I have banished the shadow of doubt from your thoughts regarding my nature. Now you will answer my question. Why have you sought me out?
What? Why do you call me Elantark?
Because that is what you are. Elantark means stranger from the darkness amidst the stars. You descended on flame-winged machines in a dark time when the air of the planet is soaked in blood and pain. Will you be the one to bring peace to the Lilithon?
Why are you helping the governor?
This world is in distress. I wish to protect it from unnecessary suffering.
How did you come to be on Janus?
The world you call Janus was once created by the will of my kin. I have far more right to be on the Lilithon than any of you.
Okay. Yeah. Fair. What do you know about the rank and file rebels?
Only that they threaten the established order. There is much risk to this world should the ruler die.
Your lips face is unreadable, but you detect a strange tension in her voice, as though she is choosing her words carefully. Do you know who's behind the uprising on the planet?
There is a malevolence here that drives your kin down the path of violence.
So you're the governor's mysterious helper?
I am Elantark. My hand parried the death promised to the ruler of these people, and I aided you in battle against the Lost Ones.
Your answers are not particularly helpful.
But you are not asking for help, Elantark. You are merely asking questions, the answers to which are either unimportant or wreathed in shadow. Explore this place. Speak to those who know. A simple task for you, and an insurmountable challenge for me, since my very appearance provokes fear and suspicion. When you learn anything, tell me. Perhaps then my answers will be helpful to your search.
If you want, you can join me. None of the locals will dare to look askance at you in a Rogue Trader's presence.
So be it. I will go with you.
Huh.
With all due respect, are you sure this is the right decision? We know nothing about this Xenos, or why she has wormed her way into the governor's confidence. As far as I can tell, she isn't especially keen to help us, and yet, for some obviously dark reason, she has decided to take part in our investigation.
My judgments and choices are for me alone, Monkey. If uniting with your master will bring peace to the Lilithon, then it is the true path. Do not get in my way.
You have not yet spent enough time among humans if you think threats will dispose me more favorably toward you. The decision is yours, Rogue Trader. But let me be clear. I will terminate your pet Xenos at the first sign of her non-compliance.
Fair enough.
I am ready, Ellen.
Yeluya is a Xenos, one of the Asuryani. She is a ranger who follows the path of the outcast, and her skills in ranged combat are without equal. Yeluya does not use human weapons and can wear either Eldari armor or, if she learns the required Feature, True Card Armor. Iliad's unique ability instant ends her turn. However, at the start of her next turn, she'll make an attack that always hits the target. Bye-bye. Bye-bye Argenta. Because if... this is obviously a ranged person. So I'm going to pause real quick, just sort of get the lowdown of what her shtick is, and I'll be right back. So, she is a sniper. Just walking through what she can do.
Speak, Elantark.
Oh, stop calling me that. She's another operative, because I have so many operatives. And I'm making her into a bounty hunter. Largely because there are bonuses involved with it. Extra attacks involved with it. She wants to be as far away from things as possible. I did some quick checking. They said, oh, make her an assassin. But she has to jump around a lot. And the skills she came with are very much stay in one place. The peculiarity comes with her overlap with both Argenta as being like a weapons person, but she focuses on las guns and Eldari stuff. But also with him in regards to tech use. Not even tech use, but like seems to just overlap somewhat with that. That could just be my brain doing weird things. And also having almost as much awareness as Cassia. So I'm thinking I'm thinking keeping her around. No more Argenta, it looks like. Just because there's 2 operatives, bounty hunter, and I'll go back to the ship and sort of like pull things off of Argenta to see what fits on her between episodes. But that does kind of work. What do we have to run off to do now? Janus and the ruler. A gift for Jai Hadari. So wait, hang on. Where am I heading now? Am I leaving now? Because she did say,
Keep your wits about you.
see if now that we have an actual ship.
Splendid estate. I have seen pics of our ancient manors in the House of Celio archives. This place is very similar.
It's a pity you were denied the chance to grow up in such surroundings. I can just picture a young lady navigator relaxing with a book.
Attilas Quint. Who are you? Attilas Quint, probably. Should I see a person? Introduce myself. Attilas Quint, Prefectus of Officio Agricolte. Preserve the record of our conversation forever. What record of our conversation? Okay. Cassia, Tisifia, Everella. Laudable foresight. What do you think of the governor? Per leader. Wrathful of matters, and have used in the correct form of ministry. What do you think of Iliad? Magos biologist. What did you say? What skull are you talking about? I believe the finished piece was intended to be given as a gift to the governor, but under the current circumstances, I doubt. Pascal with Mechadendrites reach without Achilles with interest. Adequately preserved. It is a pity that it's empty inside. It could have become a proper server skull herald for the rogue trader. Unorthodox. Curious if like this would look very nice on my desk. I am like... I was going to give it to you to do like some funerary thing with. What are your duties here? When was the last shipment sent? When did the last collector ships come? Several decades ago. Tell me about Janus. Where have the rebels... Wait, what? What? Is that a reference to Falstone? Drifting organized attack of seven terrorist type of torture. Superbly collated, and the map clearly displays action rebels. At first glance, there seems no logic to the campaign, but as we're analyzing the data and the feature of the terrain system indicating a geographical pattern of their attacks. Who is directing rebels? Well armed and well trained, what's more, the governor's advisor are inclined to think that the instigator of the rebellion of the planet's terrain climate. What are you doing to combat the rebels? What do you know about the attack on the estate? I must take my leave.
I always have a backup plan.
I'm gonna talk to her about the skull, and hopefully that is a thing that, you know, can be dealt with. But, yeah, we're gonna see how that goes. But until then, I hope you guys have had a lot of fun joining me on this one. It's been a bit longer, but honestly, there's so much to do. We've got a date, got a colony to deal with, apparently, have an angry Eldari on board with an extra Eldari skull. So, some interesting things happening. That said, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and be well, everybody.